Hey fellow flowers, Violet here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the 2-strand zigzag, but in 5 steps. Okay, for step 1, we are going to be starting this lanyard, and for this I am using XOXO by Pepperell Braiding Company. I'll post links down to them below. Now I'm going to measure out my brown and my white string to be equal in length, and then I will cut those. And next I need to measure out what is going to be my main string, or the string that you see kind of sticking out on both sides. And to do this, I'm just lining it up with my 2 side strings and then making it at least 1.5 to 2 times as long as those side strings. Now I have that cut here and I'm ready to fold my strings. So for that, I'm going to hold all of the strings in one end and then fold them, lining up my shorter strings. And I know that the blue string is a little bit longer, so for that I need to line up those ends separately. So gather all the strings in my one hand, then I will fold all of the strings, meeting at the point where the shorter strings are. So I'll line up my brown and my white here, and then I have that blue string, which I still need to line up. But I'm first going to grab the midpoint, let go of the strings, then find the ends of both the blue, line those up, and then I can pull those ones together, and this will straighten out and even out the blue string while also keeping the white and brown still evened out. Now, next, for starting this, we are going to arrange the strings like so over my finger, and then I'm going to place my thumb down to hold those strings in place. Now, a quick note about this, I'm placing the brown and the white horizontally, and I'm placing the blue, green string, whatever, that one is going vertically behind those 2 brown and white strings. From here, we are ready to make our 2 loops with our teal string. So I'll start by grabbing this string that is going kind of upwards, and I'm going to fold it down to the bottom left, and I'll use my ring finger and pinky to hold it. And then I'll fold this bottom string upwards over the strings to form another loop, and I'm using my middle finger to hold that one. From here, I can weave each of the side strings over and under. So with that brown one, I started on the right, went over and under towards the left. Now for this one on the left, this string is going over and under towards the right, and I pull that nearly all the way through. Then I'll move on to the next row, which is the white, and this one will go over this first blue-green one underneath this one, and then we'll feed this one all the way through. But you don't want to cross underneath the other loop. So we're going to go straight across and feed it through. If you were to go underneath that green one, you would get kind of like a twisty, kind of messed up effect, and we're not really looking for that right now. Now we can finish this off by grabbing the last white string, which is over here towards the left, and again, try not to confuse it with the string that you just wove. So I'm going to move that out of the way and grab this string here. And this one is going to go over this first blue one that's right next to it, and then underneath the next one. Now, you guys can tell me in the comments below, is this string green, blue, teal, cyan? I don't know. What is this color? Okay, so I have this pulled through, and from here I am ready to now tighten all of my strings. And I found that the best way to do this is to use my pointer and my thumb to kind of pull at the main strings, and then to use my back fingers to pull the side strings. So you see I have my pointer and my thumb holding the teal strings, pulling those, and then use the rest of my fingers to kind of pull the sides. And I'll alternate, pull the sides, pull the main, pull the sides, pull the main, until it's all the way tightened. Now the last part of starting a lanyard is to even out your strings, and this step is optional, but if you were to skip it, then at the end of your lanyard you might find that you have one string which is much longer than your other one, and that can mean that you didn't get the most length out of your strings. So I'm just going to take a look, and you'll see that one of my blue strings is much longer, and that's just because I have one hand that pulled a little bit harder than the other. So I'm just going to push back on the string and loosen it and then pull on the other string to make the other one longer. And you see that I still didn't do it quite enough, so I'll just do a little bit more. And you'll just do this until you get the same length. So you see there, now they are the same length, and I'm good to go on those strings. So you can do the same with each of your other pairs. So I'll do the brown and the white, and then I will come back. Okay, here we are. All of my strings have been evened out, so I'm ready to go on to the next step, which is going to be doing the twisty stitch for 3 stitches. So to do that, I am bringing my main string, which is this blue-green string, which we still don't know what we're calling it. We are bringing this diagonally down and to the left, so in between this white and the other blue-green string, and then the string which is down, we're going to bring this one up and to the right in between the greenish blue and the brown. Next, we are going to weave these side strings, so we're just going to do that same process of weave over and under, going across. So now this one over and under towards the right. Then for the white row, go over this first main string underneath the second here to the left. Then finally this last string, which is my white one over here. Let me just straighten this out really quickly. So keep an eye on your strings, because sometimes they'll twist up on you, and then you'll get a little bit of a wonky look to it, which is okay if that's your vibe, but we're not going for that here. Here we're going to get that white string, which is over here, and weave this one over and under going towards the right. And I can pull this tightly. So now this is going to give me that twisted effect, because I didn't go straight across the lanyard. I'm not doing the straight stitch, I'm doing the twisty stitch. So I'll do this for 2 more iterations, again just going down diagonally to the left, and I'll bring the other string up to the right, then weave all of the side strings, and then we can pull that tightly and do it one more time. Now for step 3, we're going to make a straight stitch, but you'll see that right now we have a twisty kind of effect going on, and we need to cut that out. Can't have that behavior. We need to make it go the other way. So to do that, we are going to do that straight stitch, and the way to do that is to grab your main string, and instead of bringing it diagonally across over here like we had done before, we're going to bring it to the right side of the string or directly across the face of the lanyard. And then we'll bring this one straight across as well. And you'll see that there's kind of like this little like blue space for it. So that's how you know if you're going to the right way or not. Next, I'm going to be pulling my brown string from the left. You'll notice that last time I started on the right, but this time because I have a loose strand right here, I need to weave this brown string over that and lock it down. So now I can weave the other side, go over and under to the left. Then for my row of white strings, over and under, pull this one through. And finally for that last strand, over and under, and we'll pull this one through. And this is what is going to give us the straight stitch now. And this is also because we kind of flip-flopped which strings we're using here. It's going to change the direction of the lanyard, and we're going to start twisting in the other direction. But we're only going to do 1 stitch. If you were to do 2 stitches, you would just go straight back to that twisty behavior. So you'll see I'm now going the opposite way. I was going down that way, now we're going this way. And so I'm going to now go back and do steps 2 and 3 again. But a quick note is that because we changed the direction of the strings, we're not going to be passing down and diagonally to the left anymore. Now it's switched and we pass diagonally down and to the right. So my string that was on top comes down to the right, and the string on bottom goes up to the left. And that means that I also now have to start with my brown string on the left. And this is going to get me to twist that other direction. So I'll weave my side strings per the usual, and I will do my 3 stitches, and I'll come back once I have done that. Now here is a quick look at what I have. So you'll see I did my 1 straight stitch there, and then I have 1, 2, 3 twisty. Oh, bonus step for you, remove the cat hair. 1, 2, 3 twisty stitches there, and now you'll see that my main string is kind of lined up with where I was before. So now I'm going to do another straight stitch. So here I am repeating that step 3, and this is going to get me twisting back in that original direction that we had when we started. So if you need to, you can go back and replay that part of the video to see how I did that twisty step. But that's essentially what we're going to be doing for the remaining of the lanyard. We are going to keep alternating steps 2 and 3 until we get to about 2 or 3 inches of string left. And a good way to check and make sure that you're lining up is to count the stitches, or to check out the lanyard and make sure that everything is lined up properly, and that you're not doing an extra stitch basically, because then otherwise you might get a kind of uneven zigzag pattern, which could be cool, but for this video we're not doing that. So I'm going to finish up these stitches and I'll come back when we are ready to finish off the lanyard. Okie dokie, we are here at the end of our lanyard, and our last step here is to finish it off. And you'll see that I have just a couple of inches of string left, what's comfortable for me. This may be more or less to you, but the way that we are going to finish this off is to do our final stitch and leave it just a tad bit loose. So we're not going to completely tighten or crank it down. You'll see that there's still a little bit of give to it. And I'm going to just tuck all of my strings kind of up and through the center of their neighboring string. So when I grab the brown one, I go underneath this little brown, which is right next to it. And then same for the blue, underneath the blue next to it. And we're pulling them up through the center. And this will allow all of our strings to just stay in place. Now, you can skip this, you could just tie a knot, or you can just pull it really tight and then trim the strings. But if you want a little bit more of a kind of finished look, this is one option that you have. And from there, once all of your strings are tucked underneath, you just pull the lanyard and then pull the slack on your strings until it's nice and tight against the base of your lanyard. And voila, there you have your zigzag keychain. And you can add a key hook and make it all bougie. But yeah, there you have it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep blooming.